36th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Running back Quinshon Judkins. And Quinshon, I don't know if you were aware, but maybe you were watching it at the time. You might have been on the phone. Browns Hall of Famer Joe Thomas and his son Jack were the ones who announced your pick to the world. Pretty good way to come to the Cleveland Browns. Obviously started Ohio State. You just won the national championship there. Get to stay in the state of Ohio. What's this been like for you the last 24 hours?
Man, such a surreal experience, getting to enjoy it with my family, my loved ones, the people that got me up until this point. And like you said, have a Hall of Famer call my name and tell me where I'm going to be for, my career. So just like I said, surreal and just taking it all in.
Now, Quinshon, one of the things that you got going for you, one of my former teammates is your running back coach, Induced Staley. In your conversations with him, can you sense the intensity and fired upness that he brings to the table that he's going to pass on to you?
Oh, my gosh, man. Listen, so, I remember speaking to him at the combine, and we had this formal, and you could just see the intensity and the passion in his eyes. And as a competitor, that's what you look for in a coach, especially a guy that you're going to be around the majority of the time. I'm going to work with this guy. That's what I bring to the table as a player, things that you can't coach. And obviously the athletic skills that I have as a player, but aside from that, the passion, the grit, all of that, just have a coach with that same mentality that's going to push you, you know what I'm saying, every day. That's what you need.
Exactly.
When we hired him, I normally sit in Cleveland Browns Daily. I sit in that chair.
Yeah.
And Deuce sat in that chair, and it was just like electric.
Yes.
Electric. Intensity, magnetism, all of it. And at the end, we're like ready to run through a wall for this guy. I would say the only person that kind of matched that natural charisma intensity that's ever been in this studio was Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is a professional wrestling legend and oozes that. But it's going to be a lot of fun for you. You come from a situation, you and Travion, you guys go 2 picks apart in the draft, but it was that 1-2 punch. And then today we see the Browns in the 4th round get Dylan Sampson, who's the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, kind of that thunder and lightning combo. Again, 1-2 punch. And I don't know how familiar you are with Browns history, but in the 80s, when Bernie Kosar was a quarterback, it was Kevin Mack and Ernest Biner, a 1-2 punch. Right before you guys got here, that guy right there, Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt were that 1-2 punch.
Right.
What is it about that as a running back that appeals to you? And obviously everyone wants to be the bell cow, give the ball 30 times a game, but when you get to have that complementary piece where you can always be fresh and keep defenses guessing.
I think that's a major thing in today's game, the way the game and what it's changing to. You can't be the bell cow anymore. I don't think a lot of teams find that very useful. I think, the system of using 2 backs, it works. So it's something that I've done in my career.
Yep.
Got to stay fresh, play with alongside great players, and be able to, have that same mindset and continue to motivate a guy in the same room as me and go help the team win.
So when we made the pick and we talked about your skill set after we made the pick and selection of you, one of the things that I said was, I love the fact that he is comfortable in that role as far as interchanging. Because a lot of times you need a guy who says, feed me, feed me, feed me. I'm not ready to go. But in your case, it's not the case in that you give you the rock and you make it happen. How did it work for you that you were able to make that transition? Because I know there are some guys who do need a steady feeding of the football in order to get that motor running.
Just really, man, just making the most out of my plays, production on less carries, my high average of yards per carry, those things of that sort. I don't need the ball a lot to be productive. So I think I've been a bell cow playing in Ole Miss offense, getting the ball a lot. And
270 carries a year.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, so and 1,500 yards, I've done all that stuff. And then going to Ohio State where it's cut in half and still having the same amount of production. I think that just speaks on who I am as a player. But like I said, I enjoy, being a selfless guy and putting the team first and doing whatever it takes to win.
Nice.
How great was it to win the national championship?
It's awesome, bro. Like, awesome. Like, I think, when I came there to win a national championship, but to actually get to see the confetti fall down and, like, everybody screaming, and it's just so much, like, different emotions and so much that went into it, the wins, the losses, all the things that go into that moment. That's what really mattered to me, and it's just like, man, it's crazy.
Did you learn something as being a part of a team and also as an individual where, look, after that Michigan game, and you're going to have to see Mason Graham again in practice now, but after that Michigan game, it was dark. It was a dark period in Columbus. The future of Ryan Day was called into question, all of that. But you guys then rallied and went on a historic run of dominance to the national championship. Yeah. The Cleveland Browns are down right now.
Right.
Tough year last year. But you've been a part of seeing, hey, we can – doesn't matter. We can turn this thing around. How can you help kind of bring and infuse some of that success and also that mindset here to a team and an organization that is down and needs to come back up?
Yeah. What's up, baby? Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
He is responding to Kevin Stefanski and Andy Berry flexing at him. That was right there from the head coach.
But man, I just feel like that's just who I am as a player. You know, bringing that passion, grit, that mentality. I know what it takes to win a national championship. I know what it takes to be, you know, successful at a school, and what it takes to hold each other accountable. And that's what I'll bring to this organization, you know, that mentality, being positive in the locker room, that grit, because it's contagious. Players, they bond to that naturally. And you have that right mindset, other players are going to do the same.
I just love the fact that you guys are coming in kind of as a rookie fraternity. You got you and Dylan in the backfield. You're going to be dealing, and you got Harold as well on the offense side. You're going to be dealing with the linebacker, Swessinger. You're going to be dealing with Mason Graham every day. And I think that's going to build a little iron sharpening iron, a big, big bond. We are so happy for you. We are so thrilled that you are here and excited to see what you can do for the Cleveland Browns.